And I wonder if you want to speak about why that's dangerous to lead a communist revolution or a socialist state if you don't have a poetic side or a poetic spirit.
Well, because you don't want to be like the stereotype of what communists are always portrayed as being, kind of dry and dogmatic, and without a sense of humor, and this process of making revolution is a very rich process in a sense, not money-wise, but in terms of everything that's involved, all the complexity of it, and it's aiming for something that wants, that needs, and is oriented toward giving much greater expression to, what we describe as the human need to be amazed, the human need for beauty, which, as I've said, comes in many different forms. But this is one of the things that, moving beyond all these oppressive relations that weigh on people, and breaking through, really to a whole new, world, ultimately. That process, has to involve, as I've said, repeatedly here, a lot of intellectual and cultural ferment and a lot of giving expression to beauty in many different forms and the appreciation of beauty. So it's not a constricting of things. It's not a narrowing of things. It's not a suffocating of things. It's giving expression. Yes, on the basis of a certain, once again, solid core of moving beyond all these oppressive and exploitative relations. But there's a lot of complexity and a lot of richness that goes into that process. And so, the poetic spirit is kind of a metaphor for saying that you have to have the orientation toward welcoming and embracing all that, while at the same time working to lead it ultimately on, on a broad road, as I've said, toward the, a whole different way that human beings are organized in society and in the world and relate to each other.